Ever feel like everyone online is making thousands from their side hustle while you're just tired? Let's talk about the real side of side hustles. Beyond the glamorous success stories you see on social media, I've been there, scrolling through posts about passive income and easy money, and feeling like I was missing out. So, I jumped in. And let me tell you, the reality was a whole lot different from the dream. First up, the time commitment. A side hustle isn't something you just do for an hour a week and then watch the money roll in. It's a second job. After my 9 to 5, I'd come home and start my side hustle, which often meant working late into the night and sacrificing weekends. It's easy to underestimate the sheer number of hours required just to get things off the ground. You're not just doing the fun part. You're the marketer, the customer service rep, the accountant, and the janitor all rolled into one. It's exhausting, and burnout is a very real risk. Next, let's talk about the money. The phrase "it takes money to make money" is a cliche for a reason. Whether you're starting a freelance business, an Etsy shop, or a blog, there are almost always upfront costs. We're talking software subscriptions, website hosting, marketing materials, or inventory. And that passive income, it's rarely passive at the beginning. It takes a ton of active work to build something that eventually generates income with less effort. In my first few months, I was actually losing money. It was a tough pill to swallow and made me question if it was even worth it. Then there's the mental and emotional toll. Juggling a full-time job and a side hustle is a huge mental load. You're constantly thinking about both. Your creativity can feel drained, and the pressure to succeed can be immense. It can also strain your relationships. Saying no to social events or spending less time with loved ones becomes the norm. It's a significant sacrifice that isn't talked about enough. You need a strong support system and an even stronger sense of why you're doing it in the first place. So, am I saying you shouldn't start a side hustle? Absolutely not. Side hustles can be incredibly rewarding. They can teach you new skills, boost your confidence, and yes, eventually provide financial freedom. But it's crucial to go in with your eyes wide open. Don't fall for the get-rich-quick fantasy. Here's my advice: start small. Choose something you're genuinely passionate about, because that passion will fuel you through the tough times. Be realistic with your time and financial goals. Your progress might be slow, and that's perfectly okay. Celebrate the small wins, like your first client or your first sale, no matter how small. Don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Their highlight reel doesn't show the years of hard work, failures, and late nights. The truth is, building a successful side hustle is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about consistency, resilience, and a whole lot of grit. It's about learning from your mistakes and refusing to give up. So if you're on this journey, know that you're not alone in the struggle. It's hard, but it can also be one of the most fulfilling things you'll ever do. We see success stories everywhere, people turning their passion projects into profitable businesses. But is the side hustle life really for everyone? What if I told you that for some of us, the best move might be to double down on our main career? Let us talk about the hidden cost of side hustles and why focusing on your 9 to 5 isn't as boring as it sounds. First up, let's get real about the hustle and side hustle. It's not just about working a few extra hours. It's about the mental load. When you leave your day job, your brain doesn't just switch off. You're thinking about marketing your side business, dealing with customer service, managing finances, and creating content. This constant mental juggling can lead to serious burnout. You're essentially working two jobs, and your free time, the time you need to recharge, disappears. Instead of relaxing on weekends, you're packing orders or answering emails. This can strain your relationships, your hobbies, and most importantly, your mental health. Then there are the financial costs that nobody talks about. Starting a side hustle isn't always free. You might need to buy equipment, pay for software subscriptions, build a website, or run ads. These expenses can add up quickly, and there's no guarantee you'll see a return on your investment right away. It can take months, even years, to become profitable. You might find yourself pouring money into a project that is actually costing you more than it earns, creating a lot of financial stress. It's a risk, and sometimes it doesn't pay off. And here's the biggest hidden risk: the impact on your main career. Think about it. Your energy is finite. If you're spending your evenings and weekends building a side business, are you really bringing your game to your primary job? Your performance might dip. You might miss out on opportunities for promotion, a significant raise, or a chance to lead a major project. These career advancements often lead to much larger and more stable income growth than a fledgling side hustle can provide. A 10% raise on a full-time salary is often more money with less risk than what most side hustles make in their first year. So, what's the alternative? Instead of splitting your focus, consider channeling that hustle energy into your main career. Become the go-to expert in your field. Take on challenging projects that get you noticed by leadership. Learn a new skill that makes you indispensable to your company. Negotiate a raise. Pursue a promotion. Investing in your primary career path can offer a more direct and often more lucrative route to financial security and professional fulfillment. You're building on an existing foundation with a clear path for growth, benefits, and stability. Now, I'm not saying all side hustles are bad. For many people, they are a fantastic way to explore a passion, learn new skills, and earn extra income. But it's crucial to be realistic about the trade-offs. It's not a magic solution for wealth, and it comes with real costs to your time, energy, and even your main career. The narrative that you must have a side hustle to be successful is just that, a narrative. The smartest move for you might be to excel right where you are. So before you jump on the bandwagon, take a moment to weigh the pros and cons for your specific situation. What are your long-term goals? Could you achieve them faster by climbing the corporate ladder instead of building something from scratch on the side? The choice is yours, but make sure it's an informed one. Let's talk about smarter ways to grow your income. The goal isn't to avoid growth. It's to grow without accidentally breaking the foundation you already have. So many people think about making more money using simple addition. Add another side hustle. Add another project. Add more hours to the day. But here's the thing. Real, sustainable wealth is rarely built that way. It's built through alignment. Instead of asking, what can I do after my day job is over? A much better question is, what can I do to make my current work more valuable? This is where the concept of skill stacking comes in, and it's incredibly powerful. Skill stacking isn't just about learning random new things. It's about strategically layering complementary skills on top of what you already do. When you do this, your value in the market doesn't just go up a little. It can increase disproportionately. Think about it. If you work in operations and you get really good at communication, you suddenly become a prime candidate for promotion. If you're in a technical role, like a programmer, and you learn the basics of business strategy, you become indispensable to your team. Or maybe you're already in management. If you strengthen your negotiation skills, your potential for higher pay expands significantly. These aren't huge, dramatic life changes. They're strategic refinements, and unlike most side projects you might start, these skills directly compound into your primary source of income. This simple shift in focus changes everything. You stop trying to build something fragile and uncertain in the shadows after a long day, and instead, you start strengthening the very structure that's already supporting you. Protecting your primary income is one of the most underrated financial strategies out there. Your main job, even if it's not perfect, is your engine. Trying to build a second engine while weakening your main one is just risky. But if you strengthen that main engine first, you gain speed, stability, and a lot more options for the future. When your base income rises, the financial pressure you feel starts to decrease. And when that pressure goes down, your decision-making gets better. You start making calculated, strategic moves instead of emotional, desperate ones. This is the complete opposite of what I call burnout economics. This is sustainability economics. There's a huge psychological advantage here too. When your evenings aren't consumed by forced productivity, your mind actually has time to recover. A recovered mind learns faster, thinks more clearly, and is way better at spotting real opportunities. It's ironic, but many of the most meaningful opportunities show up when you're not desperately chasing them down. Now, this doesn't mean you should never build something outside of your main job. Not at all. It just means that timing is crucial. The right time to build is when you have surplus energy, not when you're running on fumes. Build when your savings give you some breathing room, not when your back is against the wall. Build when your skills give you real leverage in the market. Growth that has built slowly and deliberately almost always survives longer than growth that is forced through sheer fatigue. Most people don't fail because they lack ambition. They fail because they tried to copy a model that was never designed for their own personal constraints. Let's be real. Normal people have limits. We have energy limits, time limits, and cognitive limits. Ignoring those limits doesn't make you more disciplined. It just makes you more vulnerable. A smarter path isn't always the loudest or the most glamorous. It's often quieter. It starts by improving your earning power right where you already are. It's about protecting your financial oxygen. It's about letting growth come from a place of stability, not from comparing yourself to others. Because at the end of the day, wealth isn't built by just doing more and more at any cost. It's built by doing the right things at the right intensity for a very long time. And long-term thinking rarely feels exciting in the moment, but it almost always feels calm. And that feeling of calm, that's usually a pretty good sign that you're finally moving in the right direction. Thanks for watching.